So what is going on, guys? It's Triple G here, back with another DMZ video. In today's video, we're going to talk about the 10 things that I think DMZ needs to change or improve on in order to make this game mode sustainable in the future and to build this community and its fan base. So guys, if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to the channel, as over 98% of people that probably watch this video won't actually hit the subscribe button, or join me on Twitch. We stream 5 times a week, and otherwise, let's get straight into this video. Now, before I kick off with the first one, please let me know in the comment section if you think there is something that I haven't mentioned here. Devs often read comment sections of YouTube videos like this, so this is your opportunity to get your ideas across for improvements to the game. So first up, the first one we're going to talk about is the Reconnect feature. Currently, at the moment, there is no Reconnect feature in DMZ. Now, this is a problem because you will lose your insured gear as well as your plate system and your backpack, and maybe even a secondary weapon that you brought in as well. Now, if we have a Reconnect system like the similar one that is in Escape from Tarkov, you still will be vulnerable in the map. So if a player comes towards you and kills you, you still will be vulnerable. But if your teammates keep you safe, at least you don't lose your gear and you get back and you get to rejoin your team. At the very least, that it's 2022 here, we should be able to have a system that detects if the server itself is the cause of the disconnect and shouldn't punish us by losing our insured gear. The next thing I want to talk about is the armor and backpacks. Now, armor and backpacks are both really important when it comes to DMZ, because obviously the more plate protection you have, the better your chances of survival, and the more storage space you have, the more plates you can carry, as well as armor and other things that you may need whilst out trying to kill AI and other players. Now, in order for this game to feel like it's progressive, they have a task system, but what they don't have is a loot system that allows you to take out and store armor and backpacks. That is one of my top requests here. Make me feel like if I've earned the opportunity to grab a second 3 plate, I've killed a 3 stack, I can pile up all that loot and bring it back with me. They've already put a slot in to carry an extra gun in your backpack. Please allow me to carry an extra armor and take that out as well. The third thing I want to talk about is stop the quitters from deleting the backpack off the map. Now, if you've killed anybody and noticed there are no backpacks on the map, that is because they have quit out of the game so quickly that it stopped their backpack and loot from spawning. This needs to stop immediately. Hopefully this stops as fast as possible in a patch, because you've just got to the hard work of killing somebody and then you don't get to loot the spoils of which was in their backpack. And primarily, that is the cash, and the cash equals XP, which equals the battle pass, which equals leveling up, which is what we need here. Next on the list is about the audio. Louder comms from the enemy and also louder footsteps from both the enemy and other players. At the moment, they have made improvements to the footsteps, but it's not quite loud enough. Particularly the AI. You can have an AI sneak up a ladder right behind you and you don't hear a single bit of audio or cues or anything like that. I get that it is a little bit realistic, but when you have so much AI in this mode, it can be a little frustrating that you're in the middle of a gunfight with players and then you get shot from a guy who's 3 feet away and you didn't even hear him coming. Up next, it's about change attachments within the game. Now, this is for people that are beginners to the game, and I think this will really help build their understanding and attachments and their understanding of the game in general. Allow people to pick up an RPK from an AI, and then if they find a sight on the ground, they can add that attachment to the gun. This will bring a progressive system to the weapons, as well as get some of those attachments bought into and tried out and tested in the world. At the moment, people probably just Google what is the meta site, what is the best site, and then they just go and use that, overlooking a bunch of attachments that are in the game currently. I would also like to be able to change the attachments on guns that I've stolen off other people. They are contraband weapons now in my stash, but I can't make any amendments to them or even view them, really. And this is a problem because you're going off what the picture says, and sometimes that picture is inaccurate. The next one is about the hideout management or lack of hideout management. I would like to be able to store a limited amount of cash. Now, I have on a number of occasions now done 4 or 5 successful missions, had thousands and thousands of cash, and it's been great. Then, for one reason or another, I've lost a fight, I've DC'd, and then my insurance timer is at 2 hours. The only way I can affect that is to go back in with a contraband weapon and have another successful raid. Why can't I build up a bank of cash in my hideout and then buy out that insurance premium if I have enough cash? I should be able to do that. It feels a little counterintuitive that I have to go back in after one unsuccessful raid and maybe struggle for a few raids with poor weapons when I've just had 7 or 8 really good raids. Next on the list, we're going to talk about the XP distribution. Currently, you get 100 XP for killing AI. Currently, you get 100 XP for killing a player. Currently, you get a 250 XP for opening a door. That seems incredibly unbalanced. It is difficult to kill players because they are players. It can be difficult to kill AI because they are armored and can be quite tricky and silent, as we covered earlier on in the video. And yet, finding a key is as easy as opening a box and just finding the door. This seems completely backwards, and I hope they change this as soon as possible. On the subject of keys, I would also like to be able to stack keys. I only have 20 slots, and yet there are well over 20 keys in the game. So I can't even stack them up ready to go for a mission because there are too many. And if I have the 2 of the same key, I can't stack those either. I would like to change that as soon as possible. The final thing that I would like to see change is for those people that have played DMZ for free and only have 10 slots for their contraband weapons. There should be a progressive system here to allow them to get up to the full 20. I understand that they didn't pay for the Vault Edition multiplayer, and that Warzone and Activision have to make money somehow. But in Escape from Tarkov, for example, there is a way that if you didn't buy the premium version, you can expand your stash. I'd like to see something like that help here, particularly for players that are struggling with the contraband weapons. Give them at least a chance to build up a cache of weapons so they can continue the fight. Guys, that's it for today's video. Like I said earlier, if you think I've missed anything, then let me know in the comment sections below. Devs do often read videos like this, or join me over on Twitch and let me know in Twitch chat, as I stream there 5 times a week. And otherwise, I'll catch you on the flip.